Hello, my name is Eric Coles and I'm a design engineer in the Public Works Department. And I would like to thank you for taking a few minutes to meet with me so I can discuss the reconstruction of the City Hall parking lot, Lot M, which is on the west side of City Hall, as well as the parking displacement plan for employees and visitors to City Hall. I do want to note that no work will be taking place in Lot MM, the lot just west of Lot M near the Veterans Memorial, and this parking lot will remain open to the public at all times during the project. This project will not only reconstruct the parking lot, but will provide stormwater management features that will control the rate at which stormwater is released from the parking lot, but will also improve the quality of the runoff by treating the water by various methods of treatment, including filtration, infiltration, and utilizing various types of plants that will take up water through their root systems. The project also meets all of the requirements outlined in the city's post-construction stormwater ordinance, which will hold the city to the exact same standards as any residential or commercial developer. Although meeting these requirements comes at a cost, we firmly believe that in the importance of managing stormwater appropriately and holding ourselves to the same standards as the development community. The project entails the installation of a permeable paver system placed over a rock base that will filter stormwater as well as control the rate at which stormwater will be released from the site. The current parking stalls will be replaced with these permeable pavers. These areas are shown in blue on the graphic. There are biocells that will not only allow for infiltration and control the water release rate, but will utilize native plants that by their nature take up nutrients from the stormwater runoff. These biocells are shown in the slide in yellow on the graphic. Along with the work in the parking lot, there will be upgrades to the landscaping around the City Hall building. These areas are shown in green on the graphic. These upgrades will not only improve the curb appeal of the campus by replacing the trees in the parking lot and utilizing native plants, but will also have a low maintenance turf called buffalo grass, which is considered by many turf experts as the only native turf in North America. Once established, this buffalo grass will only be required to be mowed a couple times a year, thus reducing the overall maintenance costs. It will take a couple of years to become fully established, but once it is established, it will provide many years of increased water quality and reduced runoff. If you have been through the courtyard at City Hall, this type of grass is currently being utilized on the north end of the courtyard. The project was bid with 3 phases of construction that will require the contractor to stop construction by June 30th and move out of the area to accommodate the full use of the parking lot for the 4th of July parade and the Midnight Madness road race. No construction activity will be allowed to begin prior to July 10th. I would also like to note that all accesses to the building will be maintained as well as all sidewalks around the building, and that safety fence will be installed around the perimeter of the work areas to prevent persons from entering. The first phase will involve the realignment of the existing storm sewer in the parking lot. During this phase, 3 to 4 parking stalls in the aisles shown will need to be blocked off to allow the contractor sufficient room to stage material and equipment for the safe installation of the new pipe. During this phase, all remaining stalls will be available for Lot M and Lot MM. The second phase of the project is to reconstruct the north half of the parking lot. Work in this area will include pavement removal, storm sewer, excavation, filtration rock, permeable pavers, and pavement replacement. During this phase, access to the lot will only be allowed from 5th Street, but access to the parking lot, Lot MM, will be maintained via a temporary crossover to allow access to the north half of Lot MM. It should be noted that this lot is not to be utilized for city staff or city vehicle parking at any time, as to keep as many public parking spaces available as possible. The intent is to have this phase completed by June 30th to accommodate the July 4th parade and the Midnight Madness race as mentioned earlier. The third phase of the project is to reconstruct the south half of the parking lot. This work will include pavement removal, storm sewer, excavation, filtration rock, permeable pavers, and pavement replacement. During this phase, access to the lot will only be allowed from 6th Street, but access to the public parking lot, Lot MM, will be continued to be maintained via the temporary crossover that was constructed in Phase 2. I want to once again emphasize that Lot MM is not to be utilized for city staff or city vehicle parking at any time, as to keep as many public parking spaces available as possible. Now let's talk about the plan to handle parking in Lot M during the reconstruction. This was probably the most challenging part of the project's development. In Phase 1, there isn't much of an impact, but obviously Phase 2 and 3 have significant impact, as 70 vehicles that include employee parking, city vehicle parking, and meter parking are affected. I would like to clarify that in all phases of the project, the non-affected portion of Lot M will maintain the current configuration of city vehicle, employee, Lot M permitted parking, metered, and accessible stalls. During Phase 2, we have 3 areas designated for employee parking. Again, to be clear, Lot MM is not to be used for employee parking. The first location is Lot N, which is directly east of City Hall on the east side of Clark Avenue. Lot N will be utilized for official city vehicles as well as employee parking. The lot is currently metered, and I am working with the traffic department for new lot signage and to have the meters either removed or bagged during construction. The next area for parking is Lot TT, which is located just west of the depot or Kasama area on the south side of Main Street. This lot will be designated for employee parking as well as public parking. The final area is the south end of the Fairway parking lot. I reached out to their management and they were gracious enough to help us out as they felt that these stalls weren't overly important to their parking need during the day, Monday through Friday. I asked that employees that use this lot respect their wishes to use only the stalls shown in the graphic and not to overflow into their regular customer parking. I wouldn't want them to get upset by employees taking advantage of the situation only to have this arrangement terminated. And if this was the case, this would cause employee parking to potentially move further away from City Hall. One other quick point to make regarding the parking is that we don't want employees to park in the neighborhood north of City Hall. The plan is, as of now, is to remove the existing trees on Saturday, April 1st. We will ask that all city vehicles be parked either in the very north or very south stalls over that weekend to assure that no vehicles are damaged during the tree removal. The contractor then plans to begin Phase 1 work on April 3rd by bringing materials and equipment to install the new storm sewer. As stated earlier, several parking stalls will be affected during this time. I will send out a reminder the week of March 27th of these impacts. All of the city employee parking in the previously mentioned areas will be first come, first served, so will not be any designated parking for specific employees or departments within these lots. In working with the various city department heads, we are also asking that if there are opportunities to park a city vehicle off-site, say the warehouse on Edison or a fire station, for example, to park their city vehicle there for overnight parking, drive a personal vehicle to that site, and bring the city vehicle to City Hall. This will help reduce the amount of vehicles needed to be parked at City Hall. If there are opportunities for alternate modes of transportation like carpooling or biking or walking to City Hall, that is also encouraged. Lastly, I would offer to city employees that are interested a SciRide pass for the duration of the project. Contact me and I will obtain a pass for you at no cost to use during the project. The last time this lot was reconstructed was 1993 when we moved into City Hall, so there hasn't been any major interruption in parking in over 24 years. I think we can all agree that there's never a convenient time for this type of interruption, but at the end of it all, there will be a new parking lot in place and there shouldn't be a need for this type of impact for a very, very long time. I will keep everyone up to date with press releases, construction notice, and maintain our construction update section on our Public Works webpage. Once again, I want to thank you for your time and also thank you in advance for your patience and understanding while the work is being done. If you have any questions about the project, either now or as the project progresses, feel free to contact me via the email shown or give me a call at 239-5277. Thank you.